Hello friends! In the video I will talk about Chinese New Year, about the characteristics of the year of the wood, element of wood and wooden dragon. We can also say it's a green dragon year. And I will also say something about that, how to orientate in space according to the principles of Feng Shui for this year. Chinese New Year begins on the February the 10th. And it will be celebrated until February 24th. During that period, there are going to be many rituals in Asia, which I will not mention here, but they are quite nice, and if you are there, I guess you will enjoy them. The majestic dragon belongs to the element of wood. This is its natural element, and this year it appears in its element, which is a very big and important thing. The dragon and the snake, which Chinese also call small dragon, are considered to be the king and the queen in Chinese zodiac, and they are those two charismatic and mythological animals of the zodiac, of Chinese zodiac. The dragon is long and the snake is xiaolong, as they say, because they don't like to say really snake, so they always say xiaolong. So precisely in 2024, the dragon will appear in its element. So this is going to be wooden year, and next year, which is going to be the year of the snake, will also be the year of the element wood. After that will come fire. So the year of the dragon is usually greeted with joy, but also with some fears. Because this year brings prosperity, usually such years brings prosperity, success, general growth. They bring a lot of money. They're good for family growth and for family changes, but sometimes this year can bring unexpected turns in society and also troubles caused by nature, like catastrophic events in nature. But we know nowadays it's not many things that appear, that they think that they say it's natural, they are not, They are the result of geoengineering. Anyway, it can happen, things can happen in that way in the year of the dragon. In 2024, the element of water is missing, but the wood needs water to grow. So now we need to see how to create water in order to help wood growing this year. Also, in 2024, we enter the 20-year cycle of the number 9, which itself represents future prosperity through the fire element that characterizes it. So, fire is the element of the number 9. Previously, we had a 20-year period of 8, number 8, which Chinese love the most. This is favorite number in China, and they think it's the most powerful number. Whether they managed to use this previous 20 years in the best possible way, I don't know, but I can guess that they did. So number 9 now brings major shift that can cause significant changes in prosperous locations, which is important in Chinese Feng Shui, and also changes in social, economical, cultural, and other tendencies. The south, southeast, and southwest gain strength with this number. Of course, the question is where you are and how do you see these parts of the world, what is west for you and what is south for you. But China, China calls itself Zhongguo, which means the kingdom that is in the middle, they have their way how to orientate, and definitely when they speak about south as the prosperous direction, they mean south from them. Well, each number corresponds to a certain trigram in the I Ching, Book of Prediction, and Chinese say that the trigram Li, that will mark the period of the next 20 years, will bring fantastic opportunities, fame, success, innovations also, but it's not that stable. It has certain instability, while 8 was much more stable period. So we have waiting for the year of the wooden dragon for a long time already. You will maybe remember that I talk about that in my previous videos for Chinese New Year. At least since the year 2020 I talk about that. Also I talk about that, I guess, in my video for the year 2021, where I spoke about events that are coming from the position of Western astrology. The name of this video is Horoscope 2021, Let It Burn. And then I said that we actually have no energy. In these previous years we had no energy to stand against the ruling structures and the system. And I said we have to wait when the wood element appears, which is now happening in 2024 and will be in 2025, and only that we can really stand up for ourselves as a humanity. These 2 years, 2024 and 25, are connected, and I also mentioned that in my video for the year 2024 from the position of Western astrology. The name of this video is Chelik and the Dragon Fight. Check that video if you haven't seen it yet. So we can call the year of the dragon the year of the scream, because the dragon expresses his feeling with screaming. He screams, he makes noise, he roars his anger, and he shows rage. Of course, this is not only negative, this is the funniest thing. On the contrary, the Chinese very much value these states because they consider them to be powerful. Even though they do not show that often, they practice qigong and try to be balanced, but they very, very much respect people who are able to make big noise or who are able to fight or to scream even. They also teach people to scream if people do not have enough yang and they are not able to protect themselves. Chinese have the way how they have exercises how to teach people to scream. So we can expect this year uprising of people, rebellions, many of this year. It is simply time for that. It is time for us, for human beings, to stand up against the system and against those structures that wished to destroy us completely. If you don't know how to destroy, then please check my videos for the previous years. However, we said in order for the tree to grow, it needs water. When we translate that in ordinary language, it means that whatever we do, we need to do that with feelings. We cannot protest and fight for ourselves if we do not feel that indeed. We need to bring feelings in everything we do. This is water. Also, the missing of water means that there is no money for some projects. So it will be hard to find money to finish projects that we have to finish. In the Tatjana map, or the horoscope for 2024, we see that this year is the year of yang. It's yang rules. It's not old, it's a young one. And yang is male principle, and it's ruled by this wood element. So this is one element that we see, and the other one, we see that there is a lot of earth. Also, we see there is a very little fire and no water. So this means that this year is not harmonious. That's why Chinese predict that there can be earthquakes and various these so-called natural disasters, let's say it like that. But we also know that from Western horoscope, I talk about that in my video Chelik, as I mentioned here. We know that this year Uranus and Jupiter will make the conjunction with the star Algol. We also know that in July, this Uranus and Mars will meet with Algol. And this is really not naive. This is quite dangerous. By the way, many people are mistaken when they think that the year of the dragon is only the prosperous year. Let's wait for the dragon to grow. Well, it is so theoretically, but there are different challenges this year. And Of course, it does not mean that many will not be successful. Many will be, but we have challenges. So dragon, the element of wood, the areas of east and southeast represent family, family well-being, family growth, and connection with ancestors. So it is considered to be a very lucky event when a family got a son in the year of the dragon. Maybe you know this. Many Chinese want to have a son this year. People born in the year of the dragon should take care of themselves this year and maybe wear amulets. Chinese often tie a red thread around the arm of a person who is dragon. They will wear it this year, some bit of red, or if not this red thread, then something else. Many will wear dragon or have them around, but it's also important to have something on the body for the protection. Previous dragon years were 1940, 1951, 1964, 76, 88, year 2000 and 2012. But in different years, different element ruled. So the previous year, which was the year of the dragon, but wooden dragon as it is now, was year 1964. And it is so because Chinese calendar has 60-year cycle. That was the year of the terrible Vietnam War that America lost. In that year, there were numerous protests in America and many anti-war movements appeared, which helped people to overcome the catastrophe that they were going through. Many on psychological level, that such terrible war is happening, and now we have the same thing in Palestine, which America is supporting. So unfortunately, we still repeat the same mistakes. It is true that we live in cycles, but we do not have to repeat cycles in the same manner. We can learn from cycles, and maybe if the same model appear, we can use it in some constructive or different way simply. Well, it is possible that in this year, this war that is happening on the Middle East can spread around to the around countries, and maybe some other fights will be around the world. But I have to say simply here, if people would wake up, then they would maybe realize, if they wake up like consciously, maybe they will realize that all wars were started by the same groups, always, in last and in any century. And these are exactly those people that they go to vote for. So if we would stop voting, then we would not have these things happening, We just need to use our brain for this, not to listen to them, what they're saying to us. Now it is very interesting that the South Africa has gained importance by starting this lawsuit against Israel for genocide in the International Court of Justice. And exactly 60 years ago, in the year 1964, which was also the year of the wooden dragon, Nelson Mandela said that he is ready to die in the fight against apartheid in South Africa, and he was sentenced to life imprisonment on the June 12 in the year 1964. So it's interesting that South Africa is here again on the stage, as it was in the year of the wooden dragon. It is also interesting that in the year 1964, the struggle started between Greece and Turkey regarding the control over Cyprus. And it's good to say here that Cyprus is a Greek island, and it will be, I guess, Greek also. The same as Kosovo and Metohija are Serbian land. Other lands around Serbia are also Serbian lands. And also Palestine belongs to Palestinians and can never belong to Israelis. And so on and so on. I guess that the time will show what is happening in this world. We are now going into that period. I said a few times that I think that China will probably take away Taiwan in the year of the dragon. China itself is a bull in horoscope, but the dragon worship is part of centuries-old folklore. I guess it will be so, but China has a lot of troubles inside of the country, as all countries in the world have. They all fight for against these structures who are destroying people and sovereignty, and all of the countries of the world almost have already the movement that is going to fight against that, and this inner fight is happening in China also. So I don't know if they will make it in the year of the dragon. I think so. But also the next year of the wooden snake and the next one of the fire horse are also the years which will lead to success. Unfortunately, China has some bad predictions. I mentioned that in my video for the year of the water rabbit. I'm not going to repeat that, but we will see. Hopefully they will make it like all other countries of the world. The year of the wooden dragon is a year of yang, as we said. So it has a lot of energy, which is the energy of spring. This energy brings some sort of naivety, spontaneity, and also enormous vitality. The equivalent of the dragon in the Western tradition is Aries. So if you cannot imagine dragon, think of Aries or of the spring. So many surprises await us. There will be a lot of passion this year and a lot of struggle against limitations, because people will want to be free, and freedom is the ultimate goal of the dragon. This year is not stable, but it can bring success and happiness to many. It brings success to those who are not afraid to risk, who know how to create and how to create generally, and who also know how to bear losses. So for those who are not afraid of anything, they will create and they will enjoy the game of life, even if they know that they will lose something. That's not the problem, It is important just to create. This is such year. So those who are afraid, they will not be successful this year. Those who are afraid of loss, they will also not be successful, So this is the year when we fight for freedom and when we want to do things in our way. A man born in the year of the dragon is also full of energy. He usually takes up a lot of space. It's very, very visible. It's very noisy, and people notice the dragon always when he comes into the room. And he's somehow destined for success. So it's usually better to be a man born in the year of the dragon than a woman, because the dragon has a large amount of this yang, which is male principle. Dragon is often super positive, which helps him to overcome numerous life changes. And it is well known that dragon should never be laughed at, because everything he does with his very good will and with great elan, and he does things completely sincerely, So he's very unhappy if somebody laughs at him, because he always gives his best, what he can. The wood dragon himself is also creative, generous, and noble. It's not the case with all dragons, but the wooden one is definitely like that. In a certain way, he hides his need to dominate, but other dragons not. For example, fire dragon, he does not fight that he wants to be the most important one. A wooden dragon has that covered a little bit, but still he fights directly, openly, and proudly. If someone is born in the year of the wood dragon and does not have these qualities, then he should make an effort to develop them, because that will be very good for this person. These qualities are very welcome. The dragon rules the liver on our body. So liver is the most sensitive organ this year. But since we don't have fire, we said, and we have wood and we had earth, according to Tatjana map, then one should pay really attention to its spleen and digestive organs, because if there is a lot of noise, a lot of screaming, then digestion is the problem. So this can be balanced with the food which is sweet and sour. This is one thing. And also people need meditation this year, and also some sort of conscious silence when they choose not to speak. One can walk in the nature and consciously decide not to speak, not to open mouth, and that's how this liver energy regenerates. Lucky colors this year are green, red and yellow, especially red, which balances between green and yellow. This is again that fire. And gold color is also very welcome. When it comes to Feng Shui, there is really a lot of to do. As always, you know, Feng Shuis are always busy. There is Feng Shui of time and space, and special school deals with the time Feng Shui. We call it Flying Star School, and it uses magic square. Feng Shui magic square has 9 numbers, and it's quite important which number is in the middle each year. So in the year 2024, in the middle is the 3 star, which causes conflicts. It is not the lucky star, and it's exactly in the middle, so it influences all areas, you know. So Feng Shui strictly forbid this year any reconstruction in the central space of the apartment, office or building. This space should remain clean and quiet during the whole year. And if it's so, maybe that's how will be prevented some destructive fights. Then certain sectors in the space need to be protected because they are not really lucky. Some unlucky stars are there. For example, these are sectors southeast, south and west. It is better not to sleep in these zones and to protect them. On the other hand, it is good to stay as much as possible in the areas of southwest, northwest, north and east. There are some lucky stars in these sectors, and they also should be strengthened. It is also good that people stay in those areas as much as possible. For example, in the southwest, one should have as many yellow and red color as possible, and maybe put everything in pairs, like 2 pillows, 2 vases, 2 paintings and so on. Chinese will put their 9 red dragons and many other amulets. The north side of home should be strengthened because there is that water element which is missing, and you maybe know that Chinese use various electric fountains and many other symbols to support water. But everything really depends on the zodiac sign. For some people, some areas will not be that destructive, for some will be bring trouble if they sleep or stay there. I'm not going to say in this video who will be the luckiest sign. Every sign will be lucky in a certain way. I will talk about the year of the dragon in Prague, in Czech Republic, on the February the 5th. There is going to be my public lecture. I have also some other public lectures. So I'm saying this because I know that many people who watch my videos in English, they actually live in Czech Republic. So if you wish, please come. You're very welcome, and everything is on my web pages. But those lectures are always in Czech language. And that is all for now. You can arrange personal consultations with me if you wish, on the basis of astrological psychology, spiritual astrology, Feng Shui, and also on the basis of the method that has a name, the change of the code, the change of perception. This is the method that I have developed in the recent years, working with other techniques, and this method helps us to work with our subconscious programs and to change them. If you like the video, please like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel, and thank you very, very much for that. I wish you happiness, love, truth, everything the best that exists, or as Chinese say, 新年快乐，身体健康, and see you soon.